we're just going to start by putting in the bowl 225 grams of margarine. And to start off with, we're just going to soften it with our wooden spoon, just to get it a little bit creamy. This is 225 grams of caster sugar. Now, if you notice, we've used 225, and it's all equal measurements to make this sponge cake.
Right.
So I'm going to tip this in, and we're going to cream it together. Once it's pale in colour and nice and creamed, then we're ready to add our vanilla essence. At this point, we're going to add our eggs. We do it one at a time because we don't want the eggs to curdle. But if the eggs do curdle, don't worry, you could just add a little bit of your flour just to bring it all back together again. In this container, we've got 175 grams of self-raising flour and 50 grams of cocoa powder. And that makes equal amounts to what we've already used. When we've just got all the chocolate blended into the mixture, we're going to add a good squirt of golden syrup. It's about 2 tablespoons, but I don't usually measure this out. I think the more the better. And that looks perfect.
That does, look at that.
It's a really creamy texture.
What do you think?
I think it's good for scraping the bowl out afterwards. So we need to just grab our baking case.
Here's one we prepared earlier. There you go.
And just tip it in until it's just over halfway full. So a little trick before we bake, it generally flattens out by itself, but if you just drop it 3 times, it stops the baking powder working before it goes into the oven. Once it's been in the oven for about 30 minutes, just stick a skewer in, and when you pull the skewer out, if it's dry, that means the cake's ready.
Fantastic.
If it's wet, then that means it doesn't.
It needs a little bit longer.
She knows. Let's get it in the oven so we can eat it. I smell cake.
I have cake.
Oh my gosh.
So here's the
yummy.
chocolate cake. We've left it a few hours after it came out of the oven just to cool down and to firm up a little bit. Don't worry about how you're taking it out because we're just going to pop it into our bowl. So now's the time when we get mucky. We have to pop our hands into the cake and just crumble it through our fingers. Now this cake is still too crumbly and we need it to make balls, and we wouldn't be able to get this to stick together. So what we need to do, here I have some prepared chocolate fudge, but you could use buttercream, you could use jam. Then you have to just get your hands in and mix it all together. So what we do, we break a bit off, not too much or it won't stay on your sticks, and pull it together to make a ball.
So they're looking very professional, very round and very even. I'm happy.
That's the important bit. So this is the fun bit. We need to get our sticks into our cake pop balls. So these are cake pop sticks. I recommend using the paper ones, not the plastic ones, because they fall off.
Right.
So, and you're just going to dip it in there just about 1 centimetre.
Yeah.
And then just stick it in your bowl, like that.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
Like a lollipop.
So would you like to have a go? So we have our 12 cake pops, but these need to be set properly before you can put the chocolate on them. So we're going to pop them in the freezer for about 15 minutes or the fridge for 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So let's
go.
put them away. Well, these are firmed nicely. So we're just going to get our cake pop, dip it in. So you've got it on an angle.
Yeah.
And you keep twisting it and it should coat the whole cake pop. Just dip it in your sprinkles. And you just pop it in your Oasis, just to keep it upright and just to let it set. And it will drop down the stick slightly, but it shouldn't go down too much. Sprinkles, and then pop it into the Oasis.
Okay, so we're going to finish these, and then when we've covered them all, what do we do then, Kerry?
We eat them.
We eat them?
Well,
that sounds like fantastic news to me. Let's carry on. Go on.